We have less than a week before the Grand Bazaar Remake drops, and I'm not okay. I've played the original so many times I could probably run a bazaar blindfolded by now. So let's talk about the improvements I'm really excited to see that have me climbing my walls in anticipation. Let's start with the heart of any Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons game, the farming. The remake is bringing more crops and fruit trees compared to the original, cause back then we had like a decent variety of seeds, but nothing compared to what's really coming now. In the original, Raoul sold basic seeds from Sunday to Thursdays, and then on Saturdays at the bazaar he would bring out extra options, and after the first bazaar upgrade you could then buy the most profitable seeds from Chan, one of our special cameos from Harvest Moon Island of Happiness and Sunshine Islands, that's also coming back for the remake of course, cause we gotta love our Merchant King. But now we're getting new variations of crops, tree seeds, and flowers, which we didn't have in the original. The only flowers back then were seasonal ones you could forage in the wild, but now we can grow our own flowers. So yeah, bouquets are coming aside from the perfumes we could process at the windmills. Oh, and did I mention beekeeping? Yes, beekeeping is officially here. Since we have the flowers now, we'll also be able to have our own set of bees again. We're talking honey profits, baby. I am so ready. And the farming system itself looks way more dynamic too. In the original, you could like water crops twice a day to speed up growth, and will that still be a thing? I don't know yet, but I hope so. Also, after upgrading your watering can in the windmill, you could get an even better range of watering by double jumping, and that feature is also making a comeback. But this time, the double jump can also be used to harvest crops faster. Yes, it seems farming got way more dynamic, and I love that for us. And if improvement number 1 was farming, the number 2 will be ranching. Listen, the original Grand Bazaar had animals, but we had like the basic farm starter pack. Chickens, cows, sheep, one color each, and that was it. No flair, no drip, no personality. Yeah, classic? Yes, pretty much. Serving? Not really, not in today's time. So now we are getting the full zoo. Yeah, just like more recent games, we are getting more species and more color variations, and I'm so ready for spotted cows, fluffy alpacas, chicken serving shades of aesthetic we didn't even know we needed. And you know what this means? More byproduct variations, which means more crafting in processed goods, which means more profit at the bazaar, baby. Yeah, we're not just farmers, we are entrepreneurs with an animal empire here. And the pets, let's talk about the pet glow up because oh boy. Back in the day, training your pets was basically an Olympic sport in repetitive strain injury. Yes. You thrill a bell for your cats to fetch and then you thrill a bone for your dogs to catch. So you repeated that until your hand was crying for mercy. Why did we did that? Because pets herded animals, and the better their skill, the more animals they could handle, and the less work you would have taking your animals to graze outside. And to level the training, you had to throw a lot of bells and bones. It was very functional, sure, but fun? Yeah, kinda debatable. Now, the trailers hint at a much better training system with more interactions, less carpal tunnel, and hopefully cuteness overload. And we will also be getting different types of pets, so I'm really happy because if I can have a Siamese cat, what am I even doing here? But bottom line, this remake is about to make the barn the hottest place in town. Yeah, manifesting a rainbow chicken, or just a pink chicken, or just pink animals, but I don't think that is going to be a thing, but okay. Okay, now let's talk about the real reason most of us play Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons games, or any farming game to be honest. The romance. I am so ready for the revamped romance system and characters depth because, oh my god, you have no idea. The original Grand Bazaar had such charming characters, but let's be honest here. The romance system? Yeah, it was dry as last year's turnips. Here's why. The interactions were super basic. The characters themselves weren't bad, actually they were very interesting, and you can know why in the marriage candidates guide I did, but the way dialogue and hard events were handled made everything feel very shallow. Like, I will admit it, I played mostly as the male protagonist because the girls were way more charismatic than the boys. And my boys, they weren't bad, but some of them felt kinda boring in execution, to be honest. And the other one was Dirk. Now he's Derek, and he looked like a kid. But yeah, basically Derek was my little bro in the game. So thank God Tale of Two Towns Derek exists, because even in the remake he still looks very young, right? Yeah. Thank you, Tale of Two Towns. But okay, the dialogue system was the real culprit here. It worked like this. If the character was in town, you got one set of dialogue. If they were at the waterfall, another set. So yeah, it changed based on their location, and we had a total of 4 locations in town, plus their houses and their rooms. And for some of them, the house was considered the room, so yeah, one less line for them. And that never changed, like, ever. The only time you saw new dialogue as you raised hard levels was when they were in their room. So basically 5 meaningful lines across the entire game outside of the default ones. 5 for a whole romance arc. And some of these lines were like very simple, like, oh hey, it was so, oh my god. And the hard events, they were, oh my god, they were very cute, but very surface level and very short. Not enough depth to make the characters truly come alive, which is such a shame because the cast was interesting and had so much potential, especially the boys. But now the remake is promising revamped romance and deeper personalities, and I am so ready to see these characters finally shine the way they deserve. Give me the real complexity of their personal stories, meaningful dialogue, and hard events that make me scream into my pillow at 3 a.m. I want it all. Thank you very much. Okay, deep breath because I'm about to scream. But rival hard events are officially back. Yes, we had them in the original, but here's the tea. The rivals never actually got married. Why? The short version is Japanese fandom drama. The long version, that's a whole other video because I need to vent later. But that is why rival marriages stopped happening, and eventually even the rival hard events stopped happening. But for now, at least the events themselves are back, and we get to see these characters developing their relationships between each other. But don't worry, because they still won't get married to each other, so our husbandos and waifus are safe. Here's the rival pairings. Jules and Freya, because yeah, they take some trips to the city together a couple times a week and come back together like, yeah, I see you. Not even Claude would get between them, okay? Not even him. Then Sophie and Lloyd, because Lloyd is super close to Felix. Actually, the house he lives in is Felix's spare house, and he's always hanging around the mayor's house for meetings, and yeah, them boys also have some gossip sessions, and sometimes Sophie participates, so they eventually got closer. Then we have June and Derek, because Derek is always lurking near June when she's avoiding people. Is he secretly stalking her? Maybe, but honestly, it's kinda cute. They give like black cat girlfriend with golden retriever boyfriend energy, and I live for it. Too bad for him though, cause the Tsundere queen is mine. Then we had Maple and Gabriel because they both like sweets. Yeah, that's it, I swear. The devs just looked at the leftovers and went, sugar. Sure, ship it. Samir and Kagetsu were special candidates, so they didn't have rivals. Yeah, we got a Lonely Hearts Club over there. Now here's why I barely saw any of these hard events in the original. You could only unlock one hard event per couple per year. One, and to trigger it, your love interest had to be at a lower heart color than the event, which meant, yeah, good luck. By that time, I already restarted my save to marry someone else because, yeah, commitment issues. Okay, let's talk about Revamped Family System, cause yeah, this one has me really excited. I love the peak of family interactions in Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons games, like birthdays and anniversary celebrations, cute family events, cute random events with your family. Yeah, it was all amazing, and I'm so excited to see because they will cook something around this for us because the original had, so yeah, I'm so excited. Especially for the kid, okay? Having a child in Grand Bazaar was a pain. It took so damn long, I would have created a new save file like 20 times before my child was even born, let alone grown. So I'm really excited to see my child grow in Grand Bazaar for the first time ever, because hopefully it won't take so damn long in the remake. But really, hear me out, it would take 30 days after buying the bigger bed to trigger the pregnancy event. Then another 60 days for the child to be born, then 136 whole 8 days for the baby to grow into a toddler, which is more than a year, since in Grand Bazaar the year has 120 days, but this isn't even their final stage. No! It would take another 136 days for them to grow into a child. Oh my god, are you doing the math? Because I stopped at 60 days of pregnancy, but yeah. If you wanted to marry Emiko/Kagetsu and have a child with her, first you would need to wait until year 2 to meet her, then give her 120 gifts in total, and you couldn't meet her on rainy days, no, which meant those days were lost since you couldn't gift her. So it would take you more than 1 year to be able to marry her, which hopefully would be around mid year 3 or something, to then spend a bazillion days waiting for the baby to grow. Yeah, my attention span could never, okay? Never. So hopefully it won't take us 60 years in real life to see our toddler grow into a child in a game. Okay, now let's talk about something more calm. Let's talk about material gathering and exploration in general. Because the remake is giving us a way bigger world, and I'm so ready to ditch my old foraging routine, because in the original our options were, let's be honest, limited. We had the usual suspects: a few herbs, flowers, mushrooms, some nuts, twigs, rocks, honeycombs. It was very cute but very basic, and the world was very small, so it would take you like 2 minutes to forage everything, the whole map. Yes. And mining, what mining? Grand Bazaar said no caves for you, bestie, no. And if you wanted ores or gems for upgrading tools or crafting jewelry, you had 2 options. First, buy them from Lloyd at the bazaar, because apparently he's the only one with connections, and yeah, his products would be random. It's Saturday, so good luck. Or dive into the river for glittering stones, or wait until winter to find them in the wild. Then you would pray. Like literally, full-on manifesting energy, because you needed to break these stones to have a chance of getting ore and gems. And your chances of getting something good were microscopic, like 99.999% of the time it was scrap metal. The struggle, disappointment, and saves coming were so real, so real. But now, the remake seems to be giving us a revamped material gathering system with a bigger variety of forageables, and hopefully something that looks like an actual mining feature, maybe. Maybe we will still have to work with the glittering stones, or the stones that we have in the map that we saw in the trailer, so yeah. And now the map is bigger, there are more places to explore, and since we also have gliders now, we can reach new areas that probably have rare or different resources, so I'm really excited. I am already planning my daily routes like a feral squirrel or something. Let's go! Oh my god, I feel like I'm so excited recording this. Okay, since we were already talking about ores and gems, let's talk about the windmills, because they are back, and honestly, I'm living. In the original, windmills were our crafting queens. There were 3 of them: the manufacturing, grinding, and fermenting windmills. They were simple, effective, and very essential for bazaar profit domination. But the remake is serving upgrades, and from what we have seen, the windmills are still here, but we seem to have more recipes and items to process, which means we are about to become full-on artisans, tycoons, or something. And honestly, processing was always the key to becoming rich in Grand Bazaar, because this game is basically capitalism, the cute edition. And cooking. Cooking was also very, very important, especially at the beginning. You have profit goals to meet every week, so the more items you have that you can sell for more money, the fatter your wallet will be. Plus, maybe the recipes might actually need to be learned or bought this time, instead of being handed to us on a silver platter as soon as we unlock the windmills. I think we will probably have progression unlocking this, like some goals, I don't know. Maybe we will have a reason to flex our windmill empire. I'm ready, I'm so ready. Okay, but now let's talk about the reason why Grand Bazaar is that girl. The bazaar itself, the heart, the soul, the Saturday adrenaline rush. Yeah, in the original this feature was pure serotonin. Hoarding like a goblin all week, planning your inventory like crazy, and then profit explosion every weekend. It was chef's kiss. It was the funniest farming loop I've ever experienced in a farming game, and I loved it. Now in the remake, baby, they went all out. The bazaar is bigger and bustling. We've got new stalls, a revamped shop system, and it looks like the items and layouts are getting spicy with more variety than before, which is amazing. Also, our player bazaar system still seems to have the same beloved core mechanics, praise be, to sell our products, but there's a glow up. Our harvest prize interns are here to work. Yes, these little legends will assist us with sales, triggering tier time where your stall becomes like the hottest place in the whole bazaar. We'll have customers rushing and higher prices, so yeah, inflation never felt so good, okay? And in the original, we had profit goals and a reputation system where NPCs would stop by to chat and haggle, get information, and depending on your replies, your rep would rise or fall. And I'm really excited because the rep thing was something daily. It would reset every bazaar day, so maybe with Diana here taking care of the bazaar growth, maybe we will have more to the reputation system, which was very nice. It was just a nice touch. You could earn just a little thingy from Felix if you earn high rep points. So yeah, let's see what they will be cooking with the reputation system, yes. And since we were talking about Diana, let's talk about the bazaar expansions. Yes, in the original you could expand the bazaar 4 times by reaching certain profit goals in total, and by expanding we unlocked new shops and rare goodies each time. Now, I think with Diana managing this area, like I told you, the expansions look like they're about to be more, more. I'm excited to see how the expansion will work now. And yeah, if this isn't capitalism with cute vibes, I don't know what is. Only Grand Bazaar to make me love capitalism so much. Okay, let's talk about something special for me. We need to talk about festivals. Because in the original, yeah. What is there to say when the experience was you walked into the town square, you blinked, and suddenly the festival was over? They were so quick and bare bones, it felt like a Zoom meeting that could have been an email. There wasn't even a proper plaza or festival grounds. The festivals were held in the middle of town. But now, oh baby, now we are entering festival luxury mode, I think. We already know from the trailers that the devs said, you want vibes? You want romance? You want chaos and confetti? Bet. Because the glow up is real. The Starry Night is a classic dating festival in the series, and it's basically a Christmas date, and depending on your date, the event will take place in a different location. So we were shown in the trailer the one that took place at the mayor's house if your date was Sophie, June, or Lloyd, and now Diana. But in the original, it was literally enter house, meet everyone, fade to black, bye. It was like 5 seconds. So now we already know by the trailer alone that we will have more cutscenes, more dialogues, more atmosphere, more everything. And listen, Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons festivals are my favorite of all farming games because they have this feeling, I don't know, but I'm expecting now cute dates, character development during these festivals, and possibly me crying under virtual fireworks like the drama protagonist I was born to be. So bottom line, if the original festivals were microwave dinner, these new ones are a 5-course tasting menu, and I'm so ready to over-accessorize for every single one. And since we were talking about accessorizing, let's talk about customization. Yeah, I don't even have to talk about customization, right? Because we are all so very excited for it. The original had 0 customization, nada. You were stuck looking like the default farmer forever. Couldn't even change your hat if you wanted to live dangerously. But now we are thriving. We're talking character customization, more clothes, different hairstyles, and honestly probably more options than we've seen in recent Story of Seasons titles. We are about to serve at the bazaar like never before, like fashion icons and farming legends. So yeah, these are some of the improvements I'm really hyped for, and honestly, every single one of them feels like the devs said, hey, what if we made Grand Bazaar the chaotic farming dream it was always meant to be? And I, for one, I am so ready to sell my soul and my turnips to the bazaar every Saturday. But what features are you most excited for? Drop your chaos in the comments because this remake is about to own us all. Just a few days left. Oh my god, I'm so ready. Now go forth, stay hydrated, and remember, life is short for you to wait 60 years for your kid to grow in the game. See you in the next harvest. Bye bye!